Welcome to the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, aka the CEO, aka the signer, the cashier, the writer. Everybody loves me. Nobody hates me. The fucking boss, El Caballo, people. El fucking Caballo's in the building. Don't interrupt me.
You're like the heel in a WWF match.
They said the heel's the strongest thing.
I'm waiting for Tony to do his babyface turn.
You take somebody's Achilles out from them, it's a wrap. They can't do shit.
It's not a heel, that's an Achilles.
It's a part of it, though. It's all
Bro,
together.
you're like a heel with a plantar fasciitis, okay?
Oh my
Damn.
God.
That's what you're like, all right?
They want to
A weak
hate
heel.
me. Everybody wants to hate me. It's fine. But they got to love me at the end of the day.
Wait, is this episode really going to start with Bucho yelling at you saying it's your fault?
Well, as always, people, this is the One Up Podcast. I am the host. These are my co-hosts. The best co-hosts in the building. Them boys is here through thick and thin. Wouldn't trade them for the world. Much of a pain in the ass they are to me sometimes. I wouldn't trade them. Not one fucking time. But I'm going to introduce them. I got my
What
dog.
if I gave you
Oh
a
my
quadrillion dollars?
You're also narrating yourself. It just sounds so funny. I'm going to introduce them now. And then he introduces them.
Y'all don't like that shit?
I will now let them speak. Go ahead, Mateo. What do you have to say? Well, like, hilarious. Also, I
Man,
love how your little monologue started with you. You sounded so like patronizing, like you hated us. And then it transitioned into, I love these guys. I'll never trade them. And I was like, this tone, you got me all fucked up.
Got
man.
to flipping and dipping. 5 rules
hot
of
and
dodgeball.
cold.
What?
It's hot, cold, hot, cold, hot,
Facts,
cold.
nigga. I'm here. I'm out here. CEO shit. I got
This is
my
an
dog.
abusive relationship.
Damn, I got my dog Pusher in the building, aka the Interrupter, aka the Bald One, aka Master Chief Editor is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, everybody? Also, add to the list the abused. Okay. Tony be abusing out here.
Damn.
Niggas is making formal complaints now. Thank God we don't got an HR department.
I'm going to be head of HR.
Also,
Yeah, right.
oh
You'd
my
have the
God.
most infractions.
Yeah, you would definitely have the most infractions.
I'm going to put those under in the last drawer. Then we're going to tuck those back.
Could
Joey's
you
gonna be-
imagine?
He's going to be processing his own complaints about this man keeps talking about his gooch and his balls.
You took it right out of my mouth. I was gonna say, can you imagine an HR department? He's like, he was talking about how his big old bloody gooch is transferred into a vagina. Like, you gotta stop. Some people don't want to hear about the gooch. Namely
Also
Tony.
in the building, I got my dog Mateo, aka Handlebars, aka the Master Thumbnail, the green thumb, the red thumb, the gooch thumb, whatever thumb you want him to be, he's there for you.
That's a lot of thumbs. I actually just watered my plants, so being a good plant daddy today.
Look at that. He's all about the environment, people. As he rides his
gooch-
diesel engine bike down the fucking street, poisoning us. That's
The
beast.
gooch thumb. What is
Gooch
that?
thumb.
It's like bloody
You didn't
red.
hear that, Mateo? He called
I
you
did
the
not hear
gooch
the
thumb.
gooch thumb.
that shit right here.
It's like when he's tickling gooches out here, just with that one thumb.
That's
a
fucking
thumb.
crazy. I didn't hear it, and he snuck that in there.
I'm in here hot and cold, baby. Also, last but not least, we got Doe in the building, a.k.a. DJ Doey Fresh, a.k.a. not your average sensitivity Care Bear water moccasin Doe.
That's what's up. I don't know what a water moccasin
It's
is.
a very
but
aggressive snake. That's how you drive your bike. Like, you drive like a water moccasin. For sure. That shit attacks. You attack. I can't keep up with you on a bike. Shit's ridiculous.
When we were coming off of the bridge, remember? Chris
like-
said that. Chris said that I left and I came back like a NPC.
Yo, that shit was crazy. You
Like
took a right.
somebody you're supposed to follow in a mission, but they go way too fast for you, and then they appear right back next to you.
Bro, that shit was funny. This man though was like, yo, you gotta slow down going down this hill as he increases his speed. I'm like, yo, what a savage. Like, and that hill was crazy right at the end of that bridge. That's a quick fucking curve. Like, if you don't got good brakes, it's a wrap for you. It's a wrap. But
I've never biked around New York. I need to fix that.
It's so much fun.
it's different. It's fun. If you want to ride a bike in New York. That's fun. Tiring. Wear good shoes and socks, but it's fun.
Protect your gooch.
Protect the gooch. Yeah, my ass was hurting too on that hard ass fucking city bike seat. Shit got no cushion.
I don't think anybody's butt cheeks are ready for a bicycle seat. I think it's just something you have to train yourself.
I think we're heavy guys now. When we were young, I used to ride bikes all day, and it would be fine. I got that exercise bike. I used it for a day and a half, and I swear the inner lining of my thighs were just shredded apart. Like I needed to go buy bike shorts.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I remember one time, me and my cousin E, right? We rode bikes every single day for a summer, and we would ride miles and miles and miles to like, oh, let's go to the video game store, or let's just look at guitars, or we didn't have the money to spend. We were just looking at shit. Yo, it got so bad. The inner thighs, it was just raw skin. It was destroyed. Ow. He had to go buy a special cushiony seat to put on his bike. Because I think his bike was actually a girl's bike, so the seat was just slightly more curved than it should be for a man's physique. But it was a funny time.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
There's not too many differences between women's bikes and men's bikes, but the crank arms are a little bit smaller. Usually the middle, it's like slanted down.
Yeah.
There's not many differences. I personally don't like the look of women bikes though. There are women bikes that are straight across though, that they're not like step through and stuff like that.
I like the step through game.
No, I mean it's more accessible.
Ain't nobody trying to swing their whole leg over like I'm trying to saddle a horse.
All you gotta do is just
That's
tilt
me.
the bike sideways a little bit and just get up with
Exactly.
it. Like,
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a trick.
yeah, there's tricks. Oh, he is short too, though. So that's a difference there.
He's my
Men
height.
bikes are
We're
pretty
like the
tall.
same height.
He's talking about me, bro.
But me and you are like the same height.
No, you're a little
All
taller.
right, so
than Pucho.
I'm not even insulted, but he's insulted by association.
Damn.
Yeah, he's just trying to make a short joke. Just go with it. I'm a short man. Yeah, I have to hop up on the bike. My feet don't touch the ground.
I mean,
According to Tony.
I've got a parkour onto that bike like Reva from Star Wars.
Yeah, her parkouring
terrible.
serious.
I would say The Office had a better parkour scene than there. Parkour. Remember them jumping in The Office? You don't remember that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Of course.
Don't made a face like, what are you talking about?
No, I haven't watched. I don't know who Reva is. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, you don't watch Star Wars. You're not a fan of it, bro.
I started it yesterday.
How far did you get in?
He just met him. It's the first episode. He was walking through the middle of the desert, and the guy came out. He's like, "Oh, you're Obi-Wan." He's like, "No, I'm Phil." And he's like, "No, you're Obi-Wan." He's like, "I'm Phil." And he's like, "No, you're Obi-Wan." And he's like, "All right, I'm Obi-Wan."
It did happen exactly like that. And if you're interested at all in hearing us go deep into this Star Wars conversation, we'll have an episode going out yesterday or the day before yesterday from when this video gets posted. All right?
Crazy.
It'll be a couple days before. Whenever this goes live, it should already be up. We should have an Obi-Wan review. Be a nice 45, 50-minute video. You know,
Quick.
check it out.
Quicker than average. But how's everybody weekend, man? What's been going on with you, Mateo?
I've been doing good, man. I've just been working out and playing V Rising. That vampire game, dude. It is like just Valheim mixed with Diablo, and something about it hits that pleasure center in my brain. So I put just way too much time into it. It's time consuming because everything processes in real time. So like you want to get some iron. It takes 2.5 minutes to process every ore of iron. So like it takes a lot of time. So that's where all my time is gone.
That's that bullshit that they did with the Phantom Pain. Such a great game, hindered by waiting. I don't know why, and it's not like it was almost
bad.
set up. It was bad.
Just smoked a cigar and that shit would fucking time was just rolling through quick.
Now, okay, you don't remember. It's real time. You'll say, "Oh, I want to build this weapon." It'll say it takes 3 hours to build. You have to
Oh,
wait
the
3 in-game
building
hours
shit.
before you have access to that.
Wait, in-game hours, so
Yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
even count when you're outside the game or anything.
Some things count outside of the game, but
Like the base. You talking
maybe
about the base?
maybe it does count if you stepped away and came back. But point is, shit took forever in that game. I hated that shit. That was unbelievable to me. And it's like it was set up like if it was like a microtransaction situation. Like, oh, just buy this thing and all your R&D time would be cut by some. But no, it wasn't available. They just wanted us to wait.
Damn.
That sucks.
I never got that far into Phantom Pain. I
don't-
need to.
I never found that annoying though to me. I don't know why. Like I just think because I just kept playing the game anyway, and so it just was like time just went by quick. But I could have sworn the smoking a cigar would speed that up.
Smoking a cigar let you change the time of day, but it wouldn't change how long it took to process them.
But no, that's what
I actually found it annoying because it was like it would take you X amount of time to like gather all the resources. Sometimes we were like going into areas to steal like fuel tanks and steel and all these different resources. So you got to hustle to get these resources. Then you go to the R&D to build it, and then it's like, all right, wait 2 hours. It's like, motherfucker, like I already waited when I was hustling for this shit. Like,
I remember my favorite 2 weapons was the sleeping sniper rifle, forgot the name of it, and the sleeping pistol. Those are the only 2 guns I ever used. I never really used any of the automatics or anything like the lethal weapons. Oh, and the box of the nude chick. Those are the like main things I use. Shit was
that
funny.
was the Mosin Nagant, the MK22, and the
the
chick
MK was
box.
nice.
You know,
It's weird.
in Snake Eater, I never once actually beat that sniper boss battle.
No,
Never beat him. The only way that I beat him was like I came back a week later and he was already dead, or like whatever the hell like that thing was.
Awesome.
I never got the knockout kill on him. I always wanted to get the knockout kill, but I could just not. He was too fast. I would sneak up on him and just start running away.
yeah,
Tough boss fight.
It was tough. I think one of my toughest ones for me was the Psychomantis one. That shit was tough for me. I don't know why. After I beat him, I
Psychomantis
went back.
blew
And
my mind.
it was a
Yeah,
trip.
it was a cool boss fight. I was with Fox. He was playing Metal Gear, the first one, and he was fighting Ocelot. And he tried to do some sneaky shit where he left a C4 on the wall where he was standing. And then, eventually you start running around. He waited till Ocelot was there and he blew it up. I'm like, yo, but there's mad strings there. This is gonna blow the guy up. And he's like, I know. I just wanted to do it my way.
It's funny. What about you, Pooch? How was your weekend?
I don't know. It was all right. I worked a lot last week. I wasn't too happy about it. I worked the weekend and shit. It was garbage. I don't know. Haven't been up too much. How about this? I was cleaning out my garage the other day. For the longest, I've had boxes in my garage since Christmas because we had to take things out of the attic, all this Christmas bullshit, put all the Christmas stuff away. Now it's been in boxes. It's been sitting in my garage for 6 months because I can't get my wife to go and climb up into the attic. She refuses. She has a refusal to go into the attic. And now it makes more sense. Like she don't want to climb up, whatever. But I needed to clean this garage out. So I'm lifting these big ass containers that are heavy and trying to like climb up this ladder into the attic. It was dangerous, but that's what I did yesterday. And there was a heat wave. I literally spent 30 minutes in the garage just moving things into the attic. And I instantly had a shower because I was drenched in sweat. It was disgusting.
Damn.
That heat in Florida is no joke though, dude. Like you can't even sweat because you're already just covered in humidity. So like there's no relief. That state's wild.
That's Florida. Wet, hot. But yeah, my week was good. I was gonna ask Dill, but
Tony, no one asked you how your week was.
that's why I said my week was good. It was great, fantastic. I also had a long work week. Had to work late a couple times on the phone with customers and shit like that. Played in a couple poker, like neighborhood poker tournaments, like leagues this week. Dominated. Monday I dominated for sure. I won a game, came in second, the second one. So you get points and shit into this league count, and then you can go play in main events and tournaments and shit. Got invited, I guess, to do a Bahama cruise trip poker tournament. So, like, you'll be able to go on this boat. We'll take you to the Bahamas, and you'll just be playing in the tournament.
How much is the buy-in on that?
I didn't ask him because it's still early. But I know it's like you and one other person pay a total of $500. Everything's included: your drinks, your ticket on the boat, your seats at the table for the tournament. So $500 for 3 days, 2 nights. You get to play poker, drink all you want, eat all you want.
Damn, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd enjoy playing poker for 3 days, but
Struggling to say poker there. It's like
poker face. I'm
I
singing
thought
Cuddy.
I thought he was going to say that he had joined a pickleball league, one of those nude pickleball leagues.
Pickleball.
What's a
I thought he was
pickleball
gonna
league?
say Pokemon. But so I haven't really played poker with you or talked to you about poker. Is this a new thing you got into?
No, I played it before. I just really stopped playing it because I didn't have no one to go play with or anything. Cause I mean, I like playing poker with people, even though you don't really need people to go play poker. You can go to the casino and play it. I've done that a couple times, but playing in a little league,
That steamboat sound. Is that what you
Yeah,
were?
yeah. Don't mute your
That's
shit.
me. So I mean, my bad.
or pay attention, do something.
I didn't think you guys could hear that. My bad.
If you see the green ring, then we can hear it.
So I recently started playing it again in tournament leagues, but yeah, it's fun, bro. I mean, you get to sit
I'm
there.
just surprised we never talked or played because in college I played poker every single day.
Really?
I'm sick of poker about how much poker I played every day. My roommates in college are obsessed with poker, and we'd play every single day.
Would y'all play for money every day or just for fun with some chips or something?
We would play for talking shit in the house, but yeah, we used to go to places like around Orlando and play poker and stuff.
I've
like
been
that.
watching The Sopranos, so now everything is a ZD bucks. The 40 ZD boxes. I just want to get some ZDs while we play poker and just stack up the ZD boxes.
Actually, Pooch, next time we should plan that. Next time I go up there, I've been wanting to go up there. I don't know, not this weekend, but maybe next weekend. Yeah, maybe next week I'll just go up there if you want or whatever, and we can go find a little spot to play poker.
What's your favorite hand? Like an unconventional hand that you're like, ooh, everybody got like a little hand. They're like, oh shit,
Like
I might have a good hand.
Mine would be, honestly, it's the worst. Nah, it's not the worst hand to play. It'll be 7-6. That hand I'll play a lot. Or pocket twos. Pocket twos, you don't die. I don't know why pocket twos just don't die sometimes. I've lost to pocket twos and I had ace king in my fucking hand. Shit's a fucking
Pocket twos are like the worst. They're literally the worst pair you can have.
And people play them and I've lost to it. It's just terrible.
I have a problem. I overplay hands. I'm not I'm always like, I just want to see the flop. If I see the flop, then I'll fold. I don't care. So I always end up getting killed by just paying all the matching the blinds pretty much. Like just checking on the blind.
I feel like every bit of poker advice I've ever read is like you should be like folding like 80% of the time or some shit like that. Like should fold more often than you play by a lot.
It's funny because I was playing one night and I had the lowest amount of chips. So I just said, fuck it, I'm all in on 7-4. I was all in 7-4. Trip fours came out on the flop.
Got it.
Okay, so that's a winning hand for me now. No one beat it. So I grabbed more chips and I'm trying to leave. I'm literally trying to fucking leave. So I just start making crazy bets. I'm betting on 6-3s. I'm betting on fucking ace-2. I'm doing a bunch of stupid bets. Every card's hitting on the river. I'm like, bro, I'm literally trying to leave. And everybody at the table is like, bro, this guy's a fucking liar. I'm like, no, I swear to God, I'm making bets I shouldn't make. I'm showing everybody my hand so they know that I'm fucking, I started with nothing. Like I'm trying to lose. But bro, I won the whole fucking table. I came in first place. Started with small chips. I'm forcing people's hands. I'm like, oh, you got 2K right there? Oh, I'm gonna make you go all in if you think your hand's strong enough. And I'll kill him. I have a flush or a straight. Like I came pretty well. Somebody came really close to a royal flush. That shit is it's hard to see that shit. Like especially like live in person. Like niggas don't catch royal flushes, bro. That's niggas don't catch that.
I've seen a straight flush. I've never seen a royal flush.
Yeah, straight flushes are more common than royal flushes.
Yeah, but even that's like, This shit ain't common.
All I know about poker is Red Dead Redemption 2 had a really good poker in it, and
Wasn't that 5-card
I played-
poker?
I don't know.
No?
Yeah, it's
It
Texas
was-
Hold'em.
Oh, it's Texas Hold'em.
I liked it. I played a lot of it, and that's where I learned about poker.
I
gotta
can't stand. That game was
know
so fucking slow. Like,
When
super slow.
hold 'em.
what?
You know the one that I
when-
like though?
The song?
What are you saying?
The poker song. You gotta know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. You don't know that song? Damn. About that, you know that song, right?
I do know that
Thank
song.
you. Somebody
yes.
from Texas.
He's from Texas.
He better know that song. Shit.
Dude, that blackjack game in the casino in Grand Theft Auto, that is the greatest gambling that's ever existed in video games.
That shit took all my money. That shit took
Yeah.
I've got $1 million in chips that I started with like 20K and I built myself to $1 million in that fucking game.
Damn.
Oh, you're talking about the casino DLC, right? Mm-hmm. I have not played that. But you know what I did play? Resident Evil 7 had 21, where you bet with your fingers. And you had like your fingers locked in a contraption, and then you could bet fingers, and you could like, and if you lose, your fingers will get chopped off and stuff like that. And if the other person lose, their fingers get chopped off, and you just until you run out of fingers.
Would you want to play that with me though?
No,
Like in real life?
Yeah.
no.
I mean, as long as you put your fingers in an ice bath real quick, they can be put back right in, no problem.
I'm good. I'm good.
No problem. I doubt it.
No, you'll just be like Edward Scissorhands. You have mass stitches, but that's the whole thing. You can literally put any limb back together with a. There's a time, right? There's a window, but it has to be in a Ziploc bag wrapped in, and then in another bag with ice and water to keep it cold. Get to the hospital.
Only in this hypothetical.
If you were gonna chop off anything, a finger would be one of the safer things to chop off, right? Because there's no muscles in your fingers, right? They're just like puppets. Like there's like tendons to go down them, and they're just bones, right?
Pretty much.
So like as long as they can reattach the tendon, you're good.
I'd lose my pinkies and my pinky toes. I'd take those.
Oh, you need your pinky toes.
Your pinky is supposedly, I read a thing the other day. Yeah, your pinky toe is supposed to be for balance, and your pinky is like a big part of your grip strength on your hand.
Yeah.
But a 3-finger grip is better than like what? You're gonna pick like you lose your middle finger?
If I had to choose a
like,
finger to
all right,
lose,
I got that grip.
it would be my
Mateo's
index.
Mateo's like, take my thumb. All right, I need this pinky for grip.
You
Well, I'm
need
not getting rid of the thumb. It might be the middle finger, actually. I just have the shocker hand all the
I
time.
think it's gonna be my ring finger. Fuck that.
That's not the shocker. This
That's
is
the
the
Dirty
fucking
Sanchez.
killer.
Oh,
this is
oh,
the
yeah.
shocker.
Oh, that's the wrong
It's
one.
Two,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
two in the
yeah.
pink, man.
2 in the pink, baby boy.
He's gonna really shock him.
Damn, this man's a wild guy.
How's your week been, Doey?
Yeah.
Week's been pretty good. It went by really quickly. I started playing Enter the Gungeon again, probably like
course.
another 100 hours in. Bro, I'm finding new content. I'm like, yo, entire floors that I didn't even know was there before. So, for one, I'm trying to beat this goddamn resourceful rat, and I can't fucking beat him for the life of me. I had an overpowered run. I got him down to his last phase. The game wants to change into a super punch-out game where I fight this rat on top of a Metal Gear. Now I'm fighting this goddamn rat. This rat's hitting me with 9 uppercutters. You got to get 3 of his health bars down. It's like fucking fighting Mike Tyson. All right, this shit is terrible. I got him down to that. He kicked my ass, and it didn't quit the game for me. I went down. I still had all my health, all that bullshit. I was able to open up one of the chests. I thought that was cool. Last night, I am trying to figure out, like, do you remember the cell creep? Do you guys remember? He's like a green guy in a gate, and he pops out the floor. So on level 4, he gets his own little room. If you give him a master round and like 2 pieces of junk, he like blows up the gate, and you can go down into the gate, and you go into the level called RNG and RNG department, and basically it's all the assets that they did not use for the game. They made a level about all the assets. So there's a pirate level, there's like a space level, there's like a bunch of different levels, and there's a bunch of different sprites that they created, and they just put them all in this RNG department. It looks awesome because it's like an office setting.
Has this always been in the game, or is this some new content they added
They
in?
got new. It was like 2 years ago they added it. So when you were playing, it was a part of the content that you could find. Dude, I
That's
had
nuts.
no idea that shit was there. Yeah, and then you fight a hind D on the top of that RNG department. So it was dope. I thought that was fucking creative as fuck.
Damn.
I love the game. This is gonna go down as my favorite game of all time. Like there's no game that I could play. I've been playing this game since 2016, 17. I have not stopped, really.
That for me, that game is FTL.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear that there's new Into the Breach content coming out?
Yes,
I saw
advanced
that.
edition.
Yeah.
For FTL?
No,
Yes.
for Into the
No.
Breach.
Oh, I thought
It's the same
my
people who
bad.
made FTL.
Yeah,
No.
it was their follow-up one. It's a weird game. It's
the
tough.
best.
How's
the
that?
best turn-based strategy game.
Oh, it's a turn based.
It's good though, because unlike other turn-based games where bullshit happens left and right, Into the Breach tells you everything that's gonna happen. They give you perfect information. They tell you in the next turn, enemies are gonna appear on these squares. If you hit this guy, he's gonna fall back 3 squares. Like they give you all that information, and you still fuck up. It's hilarious. Like it's awesome. Yeah, that I love that game. I beat the shit out of it. I played up. Is it still just on the Switch only?
It's coming out. You can play it on Netflix. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but you're gonna be able to play it on Netflix.
That's cool.
That's
That's
wild.
interesting.
Didn't know that. That's fire. That might be the first
Yeah.
game. That might be the first streaming services that done that, I guess.
They have several games on the service already. I don't know if you've checked, but you can
Oh,
play
nah.
video games on your TV now.
That's
weird.
crazy.
Huh.
World,
The
man.
only thing that I've ever done like that on Netflix was that movie, the Black Mirror movie, the Bandersnatch. Was like it's like a choose your own adventure book. It's like the movie plays out and the character gets to a point and he's like, what decision do I make? And they let you pick a choice and then the movie continues from there. And I didn't like it too much, but
It was all
interesting.
right. It was all right.
That's like Until Dawn.
I like the concept of Until Dawn, honestly. I like the concept of those games like a lot, but I feel like they'd only be fun if I was like streaming to buddies and we were all playing together, like on the couch, like passing the controller around or something like that. And I just have never pursued either of those experiences.
Yeah, I mean, that couch co-op is always the best type of game to play with your boys, to be honest.
The Steam sale is up. Anyone buy anything on the Steam sale?
But I've been playing a shitload of Ninja Turtles with Felix. We've been
Bro, I
going
didn't know you had to
ham.
pay that game. I looked at it last night to download it. Thought it was free. It's fucking $32 or some shit. I'm like, what the
Why
fuck?
did you think it was free?
I don't know. I thought it was one of those classic games on the list.
This is America, bro. You pay for everything in this country.
Fucking
What you talking
capitalist
about?
scum. But if you haven't done so already, ladies and gentlemen, please hit that subscribe button, the follow button, and the like button all at the same time. We got these hot and ready videos for you. Hot and ready. You want to talk about anything, you want to love us, you want to hate us, you want to comment, do all of that on our page. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. We don't push P to this day, and we would never push P. But we're everywhere. Audio only as well, Spotify, iTunes. Anywhere where you can listen to something or someone bitch or cry about something, we're there. Just hit
If we
that
get
subscribe
approved by,
button.
if we get approved by Pandora, we might push P,
Yeah, we're not going to
but
get
it's never happening.
Has anybody checked?
I think
I-
it expired. I got to redo it.
Yeah, I resubmitted it like a month ago, and I think it still was just stuck in limbo.
That's crazy. But, oh well. For the next topic, boys, it's a hot one. This country is on fire. We're talking child abortion and the law that just passed saying that each state has the power to decide.
Basically, Roe versus Wade got overturned. It's from 1959 or 60. When did that happen?
It's 50 years ago that the legislation was passed, so whatever that time frame is,
Okay.
in the 80s and 70s.
Yeah, it was a court ruling, and they basically overturned that court ruling in the Supreme Court. So they didn't pass like any new legislation or anything like that. They just overturned an old one.
But there were a bunch of trigger laws that triggered after it got overturned. So now is a bunch of legislation.
Yeah, I think it's like 29 states or something like that have some type of restrictions on abortion. They're either outright banned or, there's some restriction pretty much. But.
Yeah, Utah was like one of the first to like damn nearly ban all abortion. Like it's like that's on Twitter. That was like the first state that just popped up on the feed. I was like, damn, what the fuck?
Yeah, Texas had a bunch of trigger laws, and I mean Texas already had pretty strict laws to begin with because we're in the fucking Bible Belt South or whatever the fuck.
Kentucky didn't even hesitate. That shit was 100% banned in Kentucky. Shit was quick. I'm like, wow. It's crazy how like they literally just passed it or they overruled it and instantly. Like I didn't know that shit would go that quick. I thought it would take a day or two for them to kind of think about what to do. Nope. They said, I don't give a fuck. I was like, wow.
Yeah, because like the way it works is like a bunch of states had laws that banned abortion or whatever. Somebody sued somebody and went to the Supreme Court, and then there was some ruling and their ruling was in favor of abortion. So even if these states have those laws, they're now unenforceable laws.
Yeah.
Like there's no way they can enforce it because federally they've overridden that. Similar to gay marriage. Gay marriage is, I don't remember. I think it was a court case. I'm not sure, but it's federally illegal. But even though there's states that have laws against gay abortion, or gay abortion, Jesus, gay marriage. So like if they ever overturn the law federally, there's a bunch of states that just instantly now make it illegal because they've already had those laws in the past.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the scary things about this is they reference these other court cases in the ruling, right, in the decision, and some of the ones they're targeting are like I think one of them was a Texas case that banned sodomy. Like they had a straight up law on the books banning sex between like same sex people, which is a crazy law. Like how the fuck do you enforce that? Like they're gonna bust into people's homes and try to bag them in the bed or something to enforce that. It's crazy shit. But
it's a cop in a referee's uniform just busting in people's sex. Unsafe. Niggas taking pictures.
Unsafe.
But yeah, so there's some scary language in this decision. Like there might be some more shit coming down soon that's gonna ban gay marriage and same-sex relationships and things like that.
Yeah, I saw Clarence Thomas. The guy hasn't said a word during his entire fucking time on the Supreme Court, and then he votes in favor of this bullshit, and then he came out saying like gay marriage and something else is now on the table to like get overturned or whatever.
Damn. Yep. Yeah, this is crazy.
And then you talk to people, and they tell you, I don't care about anybody's opinions. They could vote for whoever they vote for, and I won't feel any different about them. And there's some people that have opinions like that, but this is why that shit bothers me, because it's like I was seeing people that are known Ron DeSantis supporters and Trump supporters on Facebook talking about, I can't believe this country. How dare they overturn this? And I'm like, you can't vote for the one dude who created this problem and then complain about the outcome of it. This shit makes no sense to me. Like, what do you think is going to happen?
It's not like it's a secret part of most of their platforms either. Like, they go to the churches, they make the speeches about how they're going to protect the babies, and like, it's not a secret part of their agenda.
I think there should be. It's rough, right? Because I think there should be choices that the mother should be able to make, right? At the end of the day, it's her body. It's her body, her choice type thing. But it's like, bro, come on, rape and incest. You're gonna tell a person they really can't abort that if they got raped, bro? Like that's, to me, there's some shit that's a little crazy, and there's some shit that I could kind of maybe see how it makes sense, but it's just like, bro, like you're at this point, you're just controlling people to the maximum. Like my famous line: when's the cutoff? When are we gonna just stop with the bullshit. Because now look, now Pucho's saying I didn't even know about that. They're putting gay marriage and the what was the other one, Pooch? You said gay marriage and something else on the line too to be ruled.
There's
I
one
didn't
that
specify because I couldn't remember. I was trying to find it though.
yeah, there's one that has to do with sodomy laws, which sodomy laws are used against same-sex relationships.
Shit is
It's
crazy.
fucking terrifying.
You were saying something about New York off pod, and we stopped you.
Oh no! Last night, people were out. People were protesting. People were blocking up the avenues. I almost hit somebody by mistake trying to get through the crowd and shit like that. So yeah, it was. It's everybody over here is pretty fucking upset.
Dude, everyone in the country is pissed. It's crazy. Like the polling that they've done, there's something like 35% or like 39% of the country is in favor of abortion bans. So you got the vast majority of people that are like, this is not something we want. And the Supreme Court is still just like, fuck it. We're passing it. Deal with it.
Yeah. Can I say something? Can I have a hot take?
This is where I think things are complicated though. Because like I think those people don't know what they're doing then. Like this so-called 39%, because if half the country votes in favor of people that are going to put in abortion laws, then you support those abortion laws. Like basically what happened is Donald Trump was able to get 3 Supreme Court justices onto the Supreme Court. All 3 of them said Roe v. Wade was settled law and they wouldn't be in favor of overturning it. And as soon as the opportunity came up, they overturned it. Yep. So it's like anybody who supported Trump supported getting these 3 justices onto the Supreme Court, and they support any decisions they make for the remainder of their time on the Supreme Court.
Absolutely.
So it's hard, like judging the Supreme Court it's weird because they don't just serve the whims of the people. Like they're there to do what quote unquote is correct, right? Whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean, but
constitutional. Man.
Right, exactly. They just say what is and what isn't constitutional.
Man, fuck the Constitution. You know what?
Sure.
Why are we so beholden to this document that was written hundreds of years ago by a bunch of like fucking rich white dudes that would be fucking driven crazy mad if they looked at any of the technology that we have nowadays? Like a fucking light bulb would break their brains, and we're still like, nope, these guys had it all figured out. They know the course for the whole fucking country.
Are you saying that you want to rewrite the Constitution?
I mean, we
think
do
that,
all the time.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's why amendments exist.
Job.
But
I'm saying the main ones.
I mean, I think that there's a lot of shit in the Constitution that needs to be taken from a historic perspective, and maybe we stop relying on it as like this document that is unfallible, like that can't be incorrect, that you have to be this traditionalist view of the Constitution. Like, nope, this is what they said, this is what they meant, so that's a spirit that we have to go with. Shit changes, man.
What was your hot take, though?
I can't wait 30, 40 years from now when all these old religious people die.
Shit.
It's going to be the greatest time in the world. We're going to be able to move forward and be progressive. And it's just like these fucking dinosaurs holding us back from evolving into something better. It's fucking terrible. It seems like, first of all, an attack on women. Weird enough, these past few years, legislation, Kevin Samuels, a lot of fucking different ideologies are popping up, and it just seems very woman hating. I don't really.
Rot in hell, Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, hopefully he's down there with what's that fucking that radio announcer who died?
Rush Limbaugh.
Right, Rush Limbaugh. He's down there with him. The lady who got shot on January 6th, that white bitch, she's down there.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Kevin, right? So you didn't agree with anything he said?
I think there's some merit to what he's saying. I think his execution is extremely poor and extremely trolly and extremely edgy. So I think he got people's attention with the trolly and the edginess. I think that's how he made his. I think there was some you could pull something from it, right? It was very religious based. So if you're not into religion, a lot of that shit doesn't work for people. You know what I mean?
I can't fuck with it. It's like that finance guy Ramsey or whatever, the finance dude. You ever see that guy? He's got this whole like belief about like how you can build wealth, and it's all based around these Bible teachings and shit like that. Fucking hate that guy. The fucking worst.
It's the worst.
Damn.
I'd rather listen to Nas's Magic album. He has some pretty good lines in there about building and growth.
Why
and
does that
go back
seem
and
like
listen to it.
Dude, that song Rose Street has been growing on me recently.
Oh my God, that song is so
album.
good.
Yeah.
Why does that seem like he'd try to disrespect the Magic
Yeah,
album?
because he had no tact.
Oh, okay. So you felt the same way, right, Pooch, when he
Yeah,
said that?
for
Okay.
sure. He likes magic, which is also confusing.
Yeah, that's
that
so
was not a
weird.
play on Magic.
It sounded
It
like
is.
a play.
It did sound that way. If someone says, "Oh, such and such got their dick cut off," you're like, "Oh God, I'd much rather," and then you name some other terrible thing that's better to you. Like,
Rewind
yeah,
the tape
no.
on that one. This man's bugging.
fuck that. No, it's a misspeak. Anyways, the other thing was contraceptives. So Clarence Thomas said contraceptives are on the table as well
That's
as
right.
gay marriage. Contraceptives being condoms, birth control.
Wait, what?
I'm just saying, yeah. So now they're getting rid of abortion. They're gonna now he's talking about getting rid of things that'll prevent unwanted pregnancies.
That's crazy.
So human trafficking, without saying human trafficking, right?
Wait, what?
Saying
What are
creating.
you talking about? What are you talking about?
Okay, if you force the population to start breeding and taking away things that stop babies from happening, right? We at the end of the day, what they're telling us without telling us is we need more humans in this country. We need to stop people from aborting and stopping.
I've read these theories on like certain parts of Twitter where they do think that this is some ploy because U.S. Birth rates are down, and this is some vast conspiracy so we don't lose supremacy to other countries and things like that. And this is all some ploy to force the population rate in the U.S. to shoot up again.
We have a population.
I don't know that I believe in conspiracy of quite that level, but
I'm not even. I haven't read anything like that. This is just like the way my brain is moving. It doesn't make sense to me. Who got hurt by a condom?
All right, but what's the human trafficking leap?
It's just not human trafficking. It's basically like forcing people to have children.
Oh, like baby farms,
Not-
basically.
yes,
They're trying to turn
like
America into a baby farm. man.
Yes.
My thing is we have a population issue. We got too many fucking people.
Joey, I'll tell you why they're going after contraceptives. It's because the Bible has that stupid line about you can't spill your seed without the purpose of recreation or whatever. And these are people that are trying to fucking turn us into a theocracy, basically.
Yeah, I got into an argument with a Catholic dude about that, and he claims what religious people do to get around this is they look at ovulation calendars, and they only have sex when it's least likely that they'll get their wife pregnant. And I'm like, isn't that exactly the same as just trying to fuck but not have a baby? Like you're committing sin, no?
That's birth control.
Right? He's like, no, because there's still a chance. I'm like, get the fuck
Yeah,
out.
there's
You
a
guys
chance
are
too.
fucking-
Taking birth
this is-
control, there's still a
You
chance
guys
to
are
get
walking
pregnant.
contradictions.
Fucking idiot.
I want, if they pass that, I'm going to go join the masturbation police, and I'm just going to go specifically after politicians. Because you know what? If you can't spill your seed, if that's against the law, you can't fucking masturbate either. And I'm just going to go bust in doors of politicians, try to bag them jacking off so I can arrest them.
So should that be death on sight if you break that law?
Oh.
Think about it. All these politicians that voted that, they're beating off. You catch them.
You're going to the extreme.
I mean, it should be death on them for sure.
Yeah,
If
on
they
them,
pass a
on
law
these dicks,
that is-
yeah.
If they're passing a law that's going to negatively impact a whole entire citizenry, and then they're not going to follow it, fuck outta here.
Yeah, facts.
All right,
Thank you.
Let's transition the conversation a little bit because there are some things that I see on the internet that I have a hard time agreeing with. So, all right, real quick, is anyone here in favor of this ruling? I guess.
No, I think it's ridiculous.
All right, I'm assuming Tony's nice big yawn means he's not in favor of it.
I'm not in favor.
So So how do you guys feel about this like statement that I see all over the internet? Men shouldn't make laws about women's bodies. Or really, men shouldn't make laws about women even.
I think that there is some merit to it because like you're looking at like the percentage of population of like Congress and the Senate and things like that, and it's mostly fucking old white dudes, right? But I've got a lot of opinions about like who shouldn't govern though. I'm tired of these fucking old ass presidents. I don't think that we should have 80-year-old presidents. I think they're out of fucking touch.
You see Biden trying to get off that bike?
I don't think that we should have Supreme Court justices that are appointed for life because they're fucking out of touch with like the American people. I saw this thing on Twitter the other day that I was like, that's funny, but I also kind of like the idea of it. It said instead of having politicians debate each other, we should give them 30 minutes and give them like the average budget for like an American household and make them figure out how they're going to pay all their bills and come up with a budget for that household. Show that they're actually in touch with the population. I kind of like that, honestly.
Got to give that one to Tony over here.
Yeah.
Why give that to me?
Because you said you'll make it happen under any means.
You said you're the master accountant.
I'm homeless. I'm not going to be homeless next week.
Nah.
That's what you said.
By definition of homeless, you can have a couple boxes strong enough against a fucking tree, and that's a home.
No.
Do you really want to get fancy?
You see what I mean? Exactly. This is exactly why I said that.
There's a guy in Austin that's rolling around in like this big truck that he built into like a mobile home.
Look at that shit.
I haven't seen the dude on the highway, but like he's out. He's around.
When there's a will, there's a way.
What are your thoughts on it, Pooch, as far as like whether men should make laws about women's bodies or?
Oh, I completely disagree. I think anybody could make laws about anybody. Like, if we vote for these people, women are making laws because women are supporting these politicians. So it's like we vote for we're not in a democracy where everybody gets to choose things. We have a republic where you choose people to make decisions for you. If women are voting for these men, then they're voting for those men to make decisions. I don't see the problem with it. And I feel like if you change the argument, it gets really fucking weird. Like if like what do they expect? Like all the men should sit out the vote and only the women in Congress are gonna like vote on things? It's just really strange to me.
I think the spirit of it is more like there should be consultation. There should be like research and studies and things should be taken into consideration rather than just a bunch of white dudes being like, well, in the Bible it says. Fuck you, man. Show me actual research. Don't use the Bible as justification for any of your bullshit. I gotta be honest,
religious people to me, and I was a religious person, they're very delusional and I'm sorry.
I derailed you so bad, my bad, yo.
I love that Tony's the most one who misspeaks all the time.
No, I say teacher correctly. Y'all boys,
teacher.
I never said she-shirt.
No, he said poker.
Poker.
Go ahead. Religious people are the what?
They're just delusional and fanatical. They just nothing. All of their speaking points and talking points just feel like feelings. They don't feel like they come from a place of any factual evidence. And I am very annoyed when I hear them speak, and I'm just like, dude, none of this shit really makes sense, and it's all just sounds like a feeling you have. I can't get down with it personally. I'm not saying that. Yeah, I am saying. I'm saying that these people don't have a point, in my opinion. They don't have a lot of ground to stand on with the religious shit, personally.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind if the religion gets it right. The thing that makes me uncomfortable is that they're going to, if they're indoctrinated in a religion, then they're going to go along with it when the religion gets it wrong. And that's the part that I guess bothers me. But I don't know. The situation's nuts. But anyways, it's like another thought with the same thing. It's like, should congressmen be allowed to make laws against corporations since they themselves aren't corporations, you know? It's like, I don't know. It's just a weird thought. But no, I totally agree that like the laws and amendments and blah, 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 all this stuff should be, researched and should be in line with, what the people want and all that. Honestly, I wonder how all this stuff's gonna go, because like my predictions were in 20, I guess pretty soon they're gonna do primaries and things like that, and I think we got midterms this year.
Yeah, midterms are coming up.
I mean, I was of the mind that Republicans were gonna kind of sweep shit just because of like, I don't know, Biden
economy,
seems to be pretty
prices.
unpopular. Gas prices, the economy, COVID's still around. All these things are kind of just gonna work against Biden. So I figured that the Republicans were gonna kind of sweep the floor, but like some of the shit they're pushing for right now, it seems like they could put their position in jeopardy a bit. I don't know. It's interesting to me. But.
Granted, I also blame the fucking Democrats for this, because like there's a fucking majority, like House, Congress, Senate, like all three are controlled by the Democrats, and they still can't do shit, man. They're fucking scared to get rid of the filibusters, so now we're held hostage by a minority fucking role in Congress, and it's fucking nuts, man.
I mean, we don't have a majority in the Senate, though. Like, it's 50-50, and two of them are basically Republicans.
Yeah,
so it's
fair.
like...
It's 50-50 with Biden, not Biden, with Harris being like the tiebreaker, but two of them are basically fucking like...
Right. We've tried to pass certain things and have been blocked up by those two Democrats. And that is a failure on the Democrats. That's their job, is to get those people in line, or you know what I'm saying? But...
I mean, that's the thing that the Republicans are really fucking good at, is just voting in line. Like,
they're very fucking good at it. They understand the big picture, and I feel like on the left there's always a lot of infighting. On the right, there's infighting until it's time to do the shit, and they're like, all right, we just need to, have one unified base or whatever.
It's basically our podcast where we're all yelling "fuck you" at each other, and then Tony says, "Welcome to the one," and we're all best friends again.
As soon as start rolling, my best friend, I wouldn't trade him for the world.
Wouldn't trade them for
I was
the world.
honest with that. I wouldn't trade you fuckers for anything. Maybe
You would
Doe.
sell
Maybe
me
Doe.
first.
I'll sell Doe.
Exactly.
Doe will be the first to be sold.
I'd trade Doe too.
My ESC brother in Christ.
But yeah, I don't know. The situation's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the proper recourse is. Like, I feel like the best thing that should happen is the Senate should propose some type of law in order to, because to be honest, right, Roe v. Wade, the ruling itself is kind of like a technicality on how it legalizes abortion. So like, I feel like we should have tried to legalize abortion through a real amendment a long time ago.
Yeah, we had 50 years to pass some legislation codifying it as law, and
right, and
fucking
so
didn't.
I feel like it'll be a really popular move. I think, like, if what you say that only 39% of people support this bullshit, then it's like, all right, we should try to pass this legislation and basically hold all these other politicians' feet to the fire, because then when they vote no on this thing, it might look poorly on them, like with their constituents,
There's a lot to be like just not feeling good about with this. Like, fucking Nancy Pelosi has already used it as like a fundraiser email. There's just a lot of like really gross politician-y stuff with this. You see that shit? I tweeted about it, where the fucking the Democratic congressmen got together after this ruling, and they sang "America the Free" or something on the fucking like steps outside the Supreme Court or some shit. It's like, thank you. We asked you to do something and you sang us a fucking song. Good job.
Yeah, that was silly. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking.
Yes, remember when they came out in the African garb and they took a knee? That shit was fucking silly too back then. I was like, what the fuck? Democrats is fucking the worst.
I think that's less silly, but I don't know. They must do it for a reason, though. Like, we're young, all right? They're a bunch of boomers. The boomers might be eating this shit up. Oh, they sing "America the Free" and they're crying about, like, who knows? Like, maybe this shit works. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we're out of touch with what the boomers think.
So someone who's out of touch, fucking Summer Walker, fucking the singer, she said, "This is a sad day in history, but catch me at my show in LA tonight. It's gonna be a vibe."
Oh my god.
Damn. What an insert.
Piece of shit.
That's hilarious. But
I don't
disrespectful.
know. Is she shitty for that?
I
A
don't
little
know.
bit.
She has a
I don't-
show to promote.
Which will think of it this way: if you were an entertainer on 9/11, would you put out a tweet being like, "Damn, America sure got attacked today. Those 1,900 people will be missed. But catch me at my concert tonight."
It's
I'm
gonna be a
be
vibe.
sad that those people can't make it to my concert, but you can. You should. Now, obviously, there's more tact that you could use, but it's like, the show must go on. People out here working. Like, should we not record this and just be like, no, we're too fucking sad. No, we want you to listen to this shit. We want you to comment. We want to hear what you think. We want to hear how dumb you think we are. I like to know how dumb people think I am.
Well, we already know how people don't like Mateo, so, and his opinions.
Yeah, Greg Miller says he doesn't want his son to grow up to be like Mateo.
Greg Miller's baby is going to grow up and he's going to call the PS Vita and the PSP trash too, because they're going to be 50-year-old systems by the time when he's grown up.
I highly doubt that.
Fucking hilarious. If you haven't done so already, ladies and gentlemen, hit that subscribe button. Follow, like, share, hate, whatever. Share your opinions. Let us know if you don't want your kid to be like Mateo. We love it all. Comment. Also,
Check the description of the video too. Going to toss some resources in there. It'll be some good information.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to come in here and let us know how dumb you think we are or how smart you think I am. Let us know. We're here for you. But, was there someone else had to say anything else about the abortion thing? No, right? I think Doughboy. I cut you off though. Did I cut you off? Felt like I did.
Excuse me?
All right, I did it. Perfect. Moving on to our next topic. Knowing the ending of something, could it ruin the entire experience? For like example, movies or even a dining experience. Like, you go to some restaurants and there's like something at the end that's dope, but someone already told you. Does that fuck the vibe up? If it does.
That was my topic. I had a completely different route in mind for it.
Oh,
what I was thinking is can the ending of something ruin the entire experience? The example I had in my mind is like Mass Effect 3. People were real upset about the ending of that game. Did it ruin the entire experience of the rest of the games? Because there were people saying that it did. Like, it ruined the entire story. That everything was fucked up because of the ending of that game.
I mean, I think for certain things it can. Like if like in Tony's situation with the restaurant, right? Imagine you're going and eating a nice 7-course meal. 6 course? How many
I
courses?
think it's a
do rich people have?
6-course
I don't know.
meal.
They have some number of courses. What if in the middle of one of these courses, you're having a fantastic meal and they just bring out a shit on a plate? You might get up and leave and go, fuck this place. I ain't never coming back. Like, I mean, that might have ruined everything for you, that shit on a plate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But no, I think for me, I've always been more about the journey. Like, I've enjoyed, like, I've in general, I think endings are just bad. Like, I feel like people don't write good endings anyways. So I'm very rarely am I satisfied with how things end. So
what are some series that you've liked the way that they've ended? Actually, like some big series like that, like Game of Thrones, obviously is like one of the big examples of people being like, nope, the last season fucking ruined it. Game of Thrones is trash now, even though you go and look at like their social media history and they were just eating that shit up for like the first several seasons.
I think The Wire ended great. Yeah, I think they gave you a little bit. They gave you an aspect of every part of the city, and they're like, we got nothing else to show. And even then, with such a good ending, I felt like you could have made more. Like, I would have watched more. You know what I mean? So, what about you, Tony? How do you feel about this?
I would say some things are different. Like, movie-wise, it would probably ruin my whole entire experience because I won't have that shocking effect. Like, if someone walked down and said, Anakin's Darth Vader, or he's Luke's father, before I watch the movie, the whole movie experience is fucking ruined now. Like, in that aspect, it's ruined. But, like maybe video games or like a meal to go eat at a restaurant, like Nah, I wouldn't like hibachi. If I never ate there before and they tell me like, yo, they're gonna chop it up in front of you, that wouldn't really ruin my experience. If anything, that would make me want to go and watch, like experience it more. I want to go and do it now. So this, it's just like certain things I would say are off limits to like telling me or me knowing.
You're saying more like a spoiler though. Like we're saying more like, can an ending, how something ends, ruin the experience you had? So like,
yeah, and I said like
as in
two
like
examples.
Game of Thrones having a bad last season, does that ruin overall how you feel about the show?
No, not really. No, I would say no. The show is still good, whether the ending sucked or not. Like the show is still phenomenal.
I think that I think there's definitely like levels to it, right?
Yeah.
Like Dexter is one of the famous examples. They did some weird shit in the last season of Dexter. Like he fell in love with his sister, or his sister fell in love with him, or whatever. And then
they fucked. I'm pretty sure they fucked.
Yeah, I think they made out at the very minimum. But like, and then he becomes a lumberjack in the woods. It kind of made the entire journey feel pointless because that's where you get to.
I've never watched that show.
Dexter was a show that I thought was good, and then it got so bad that I wouldn't even go back and rewatch the beginning. The ending was so bad it ruined the whole show for me.
You know
So
what?
I guess there's cases.
I had another show that would have probably been ruined for me. I went into a binge hole so bad. I think it's my first real binge hole with the show called Lost. I went into a super binge with that show. If I would have found out that they were all already dead during that whole entire show, I don't think I would have watched the show. Did you watch the show Lost? What the hell?
I never saw it. I remember all the Facebook comments about though, like everyone, it was the biggest puzzle in the world. Everyone's like, "Oh shit, the smoke monster? What's that about? The hatch? What's going on here?" And then like the ending came out and it was like, "This shit fucking sucks."
Yeah, because the whole time you think they survived the plane crash. No, they're fucking dead the whole entire time. It's like, bro, what?
Y'all get no spoiler warnings for a show that's over like 15 years old or whatever.
If I dare one of you to say, "Oh, spoilers," I would love to see your name in the comments.
I was one of those guys that liked Lost a lot. The mysteries in that show were so good. Mm-hmm. And I think I could still go back and rewatch parts of Lost. But that ending was so fucking bad. It was so bad. I don't even fully understand it. There were 2 different plane crashes in that show.
Were there really?
Yeah, there were like 6. I think there were like the 6, whatever. 6 of them made it back to society, and they were like, "Oh, we survived the plane crash. We got off this island, blah blah blah." And they just didn't like the feeling that they had being back in society. So they had some weird premonition that if they got on a certain flight, that it would crash. So they got on a plane that crashed again, and they ended up crash landing right back on the island. They made it back. They lived for years out in back in society and stuff. But I don't know what's real. The show is so fucked up in my head that like I don't even remember. Like I just know they're all dead, and I think they've been dead since the first episode. The plane crashed, they all died, and I don't know how any of this shit makes any sense at all.
So do we move topics? The question is, can the ending of something be so bad that it ruins the whole rest of the experience for you?
You're on mute,
bud.
I think in general, nobody ever ends anything satisfying for me anyways. So I'm always left a little bit with a bad taste in my mouth. I think endings are really hard to get. And I think only a few movies have gotten endings correct. I think for the most part, it's because they want to wrap everything up in a bow and make it everything is good again. Like, look at the end of Empire Strikes Back. It's fucking depressing. It's like, oh, this thing is hanging on for his life. Ah!
Well, that's the first one where they knew there was going to be a sequel, right? So they were like, we can end this one in kind of like this fucked up cliffhanger.
I think if you can't end it in one movie, you should always end it in some sort of cliffhanger. I think cliffhanger endings are better because it makes you think. And it's like, oh, what do you think happened and stuff like that.
What if The Last of Us, like the very like the first game ended with like like a sudden flashback to like that car escape scene from the intro, and it turns out that this was like Joel had actually died, and this was like the fantasy build world that he built in his head right before he died in the car accident or something. Would that ruin the whole experience for you?
Yeah.
Yes. That would ruin that game.
Only because the ending of the ending of The Last of Us is one of the greatest endings to a game.
But if you never had that ending, you would have never known that ending. Think about it. It's like they're saying The Walking Dead, that this is all Joel's not Joel, wow. The Walking Dead, the show, that this was all, what's his name? It was just a dream. He was still sleeping in the hospital. That was like a whole theory that these guys had. Mm-hmm. I don't think it would have ruined Last of Us if that would have happened. I think it would have been like, damn.
I think it would have.
Yeah?
Nigga, what is this, Mario 2, nigga? It's just the worst.
Damn.
You find that shit out?
Sucks.
Like, what is this?
They did that bullshit with the X-Files. At the end of the X-Files, they revealed that all this crazy shit that was happening is just like this autistic kid just thinking about things or some weird shit like that. And it's like, hold on. This has been in this kid's head the whole time. Like, this sucks. And I'm like, fuck the X-Files.
I love the X-Files too. It didn't ruin the show for me, but
nah, it doesn't. No.
Fox
and Mulder, ignore that
man.
last episode. Last episode doesn't exist.
Yeah, facts.
Speaking of X-Files, the X-Files and The Wire take place in the same universe.
Oh yeah, there's a shared detective or something, right?
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's awesome.
That's a fun fact. Just because we brought up The Wire earlier, so I'm like, yeah, fuck it.
I think there's some kind of thing like that. Where there's a bunch of TV shows that like they've created this theory that they all exist like in the same universe because there's like the same cigarette brand in them or like the same characters in multiple shows, and it expands it into this huge thing. And all these shows relate to this one like soap opera from like the 80s or something where it was that same premise. This kid was just like dreaming up this world. So like all these shows, they all just take place in this kid's imagination. This kid's just got a very active mind.
Damn. Some ADHD.
That's like some post that I saw that said that he had watched the Shrek movie as a child so much that he could play the movie in his head without actually watching it, and he started doing it so much and his family caught on. His dad would be like, so what part are you up to right now? He'd be staring off into space and then he'd tell his dad what part of the movie he was at and stuff like that. He's like I don't really do it anymore, but I remember a big part of my life was me staring at walls rewatching Shrek in my mind.
That's wild.
Bees. Like the whole movie, that dude's got a great photo memory. That's the type of people you need in like investigations and shit like that.
Nah, he's gonna get distracted. He's just gonna go stare at a wall and watch Shrek.
I can see Doe doing that shit, just hitting that shit and just staring at the wall, watching a whole fucking movie in his mind.
That was you in ESC, not me.
Oh, here we go. Nigga gets offended. But no, yeah, I mean, like I said, there is levels to ruining vibes or experiences for people. You know what I mean? Like you could take anybody anywhere, and you want them to have the same shock and emotions that you had playing a game, watching a movie, or eating out. You want them to have that same feeling, so that way they can be like, "Damn, this is lit." You know, so and no one ever wants anyone to ruin the vibes or anything like that. And also for people who's making games, like a point of how the topic was, I guess, originally went. Yeah, if you guys make a great game and there's shitty ending, the shitty ending will always be known. Like that would stick out way more than the game being great. Because no matter what, Last of Us is great, but if they had that shitty ending, you'd be like, yeah, that game was great until that shitty ending. That shitty ending will always come up. So just take that shit into consideration when y'all making a game. Like imagine Metal Gear. The ending of Metal Gear would just show you it was just some dude in the bed sleeping there. Guys
it all
would be
took
like, what?
It all took place in Psycho Mantis's mind.
Should be wild.
I don't think anybody needs to write a bad ending for Metal Gear. I think Kojima can handle those endings himself. He's done a lot of questionable shit. This is coming from a longtime lover of Metal Gear, but there's a lot of weird shit in these games. Fucking 17 hours of cutscenes in Metal Gear 4.
Oh my God, bro. The man had a fucking movie, bro.
Come on, bro.
Is
And
it
you have to watch
legitimately
it.
17 hours of cutscenes?
No, I'm
Oh, yeah.
exaggerating, but I think he might still have the Guinness record for longest unplayable section in a video game.
I think, yeah, Metal Gear 4 overdid it. Metal Gear 4 is like a movie almost that you can play certain sections.
Shit was crazy.
The game takes place like in acts, and at some point you finish one of the acts, and there's like a big ass cutscene to wrap up that act. Then they put in commercials between the acts because you're watching TV apparently. So you got these fake commercials that have to play, and then the beginning of the act plays of the next act. So you're just sitting there watching like an infinity cutscene. You're like, oh my god, this is taking forever. Like it's terrible.
No, literal 30 minutes. You'll sit there for 30 minutes without touching the controller.
That's crazy.
And I loved this game when it came
I
out.
loved
but
it too.
goddamn, replaying it, watching that shit for that long, it's a bit much. It's a
And
bit
it's
much.
unskippable, or you can skip
No,
it?
you can skip it. You can
Okay.
skip it.
Think of the first playthrough you couldn't skip. Could you imagine? I mean, who would skip a cutscene?
Yeah, but who?
versus-
Yeah, nobody would skip it. Like you're in this for the story and shit. It's like, but still, it's unreasonable. Like if it was a 5-hour movie, I would probably be like, all right, I'll be back. I don't know if I'm gonna play this. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, nah.
But yeah, I don't know. Some people would say the ending of Phantom Pain ruined the whole experience.
No.
Speaking of Metal Gear, the fact that there was no ending, that game just doesn't have an ending.
Oh, does it not?
So sad, yeah.
I always
They-
thought in my heart that they were gonna make another one to end it. I just
Some
always-
people say that Kojima didn't put the ending in the game so that you could have the experience of a Phantom Pain. You're feeling pain of a loss you never had, right?
That's
So maybe the
fucking
man's
fire.
a genius.
I mean, the
But
man
maybe
is
he should have just finished his video game, you know?
the man is definitely a genius. He's also got a big old weird brain. Did you see what he was tweeting about this week, where it was just like a bunch of people doing like the Death Stranding like stack of boxes like on their back, and they had like 120 kilograms of weight in there, and they were just hiking around and taking pictures. It's crazy shit, dude.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of weight. They need the power. And I don't even think what's his name? Sam Porter Bridges. He can't even hold 120 kilos. I think he maxes at 80. You need them power legs to carry more, you know? So those people, they're strong.
By the way,
Stronger than the guy who saved America.
Kojima, if you're out there and some way, somehow this tag or this video gets to you, we would love you on the show. We would love to pick your brain. 100%. I don't know about these suckers. I am a fan as well.
That's
Trust
the
me.
biggest shot in the history of shots.
I'm shooting it out there. I would love for you to be on the show. And matter of fact, I would love to be a voice actor in one of your games. Put me as an antagonist. I'm here. Let me know. I would
If anybody
gladly.
will land a gig, it's Tony.
Yeah.
But hey, that's disgusting.
If it's in the game, you'll play
I'm
it.
just
Every time you
picturing-
die.
I'm just that's terrible. I'm picturing how hilarious it would be actually having Kojima on the pod, because I don't think he talks enough English to have this type of conversation. So we'd have to be talking to a translator. It'd be. I think it'd be funny.
It'd
It'll
be
be
It would be in a
awesome.
weird situation.
It'll be even better if he's like, yo, I'll fly you guys out to my fucking studio. We'll do it there. That'll be lit. I'll be
Tony
out.
exists in like fantasy land. This is you're like the kid in the X-Files. You're creating your whole world right now.
Let me create.
Tony's watching Shrek right now on that wall.
Oh man. But yeah. Fucking yeah, experiences, man. Some can be ruined, some can't. Fortunately, it is what it is, I guess. But
Yeah, it is definitely hard to write an ending, right?
nah. I don't think it's hard. If you
You're
wrote,
high off your ass. Almost every movie we ever watched, the ending is shit.
that's because they just gave up. I think they honestly,
Everybody in Hollywood, they just all give up.
yeah, I think they just gave up. They just kept. It's like a Michael Scott thing. They were so good, and then it just at some point they just lost, and they just kept going until they found it, but they didn't find it. They just got
A
ruined.
little off topic. I kind of like when movies break the fourth wall, Remember in Spaceballs when Lord Vader is playing with the dolls of himself and the antagonist and the protagonist? And then the guy comes in and he's like this, and he gives him information, and he says, "Don't tell anybody what you've seen here." He says, "I didn't see you playing with your dolls." Close.
His name is Darth Helmet, by the way.
Darth Helmet. There you
Or maybe
go.
Dark Helmet.
I think it might be Dark Helmet. Isn't there one of those Mel Brooks movies where they like check the script to see like what they're supposed to do next?
Yeah. Bro, that movie's so fucking funny. I think that movie got me when it said comb the desert and there's a fucking comb. I think that was my favorite scene out of the whole
And
shit.
the black guy had the fist comb.
Oh yeah. Is that disrespectful?
No, I think
it's some
it's
form
funny.
of. If they
It's
released that
funny.
movie today, would that be a disrespectful thing?
I don't think so.
I
No.
think people say all the time, they're like, Blazing Saddles couldn't come out today. I think Blazing Saddles could come out today. I think people would understand that it's obviously satirical and not meant to be like glorifying racism or anything.
Yeah.
Oh no, man! Nowadays,
I've
you
never
just-
watched Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles
Classic.
is maybe his best.
Classic.
I did watch Young Frankenstein again recently.
I love Young Frankenstein.
Is
so
it good?
fucking good.
I've never watched it.
Young Frankenstein's fucking hilarious.
Gene
it's Frankenstein.
It has the thing that everybody thinks of when they think of Frankenstein. It's alive. It's from that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn good movie.
Don't watch movies.
And it's with Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder is Dr. Frankenstein.
I'm watching Obi-Wan, and I realized I still haven't watched the third Star Wars movie. I'm like, oh yeah, this all happened in the third Star Wars movie that I never watched. I
You
didn't
still haven't watched Revenge of
I
the
didn't
Sith?
know Padme dies. I didn't know her kids get sent off to different planets. I was like, oh, this is what happens. I didn't know any of that
You're a
shit.
piece of shit, bro. Like, how
Yeah.
do you not watch?
Yeah.
No, the worst thing is he was sending us that little SpongeBob gift the other day when we were recording. It's like, what are you going to contribute to the Obi-Wan Kenobi conversation?
You see that little gap in my thing? That's where I was peeking out of, all right? Guys are fucking frolicking out there.
Oh, that was Squidward. That was a Squidward meme, right? Where he's up in the window looking at everybody being happy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Yeah, if you haven't done so already, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe button, hit it, like button, share button, tap it. Let us know what you think. Got videos everywhere, audio everywhere. Click it, hit it, play it. We need it. Comment as well. For our last topic, boys, 4th of July is around the fucking corner. It's one of my favorite times of the year where you get to blow shit up. America shit. So 4th of July, should kids play with firework? And I would say yes.
Fuck your next question. Yes, kids should play with
100%.
fireworks, okay? And I'm sick of all this little bitch shit that we've been doing lately. Like,
What?
kids can't get M80s no more.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
in New York City, they restricted so many fireworks over the years. When I was a kid, New York City used to look like a fucking war zone on 4th of July. It was like, it looked like they dropped bombs on the city, is how crazy the city looked. It's like, kids need that in their lives. This is the most fun time of the year.
I loved it.
We like take measures on shit that doesn't matter all the time, right? Like, I would be curious to see statistics that show that like there is a huge percentage of like kids injuring themselves on 4th of July playing with fireworks.
I think it's like the Apple razor blade thing or whatever. Like on Halloween, it's like somebody blew their hand off doing the dumbest shit ever, and then they over legislated something. You know, that's what I imagine.
No. Dude, every year around July 4th, after July 4th, go on World Star. Somebody's blowing their hand up. Somebody's getting injured with fireworks.
That's what I just said, though.
Oh, my fault.
I said
thought you were
somebody did something stupid with fireworks and they hurt themselves, and then they're like, "Okay, no one could play with these fireworks."
No,
Like
I just think fireworks are really dangerous. I mean, think about it.
Yeah, they're
Isn't that
explosives.
isn't that just like low grade explosives? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking
So-
fun. The fuck? You one of those
what?
pansies that don't want to blow shit up?
Let's be for real. I love myself a July 4th just as much as anybody else.
Don't sound like it.
But what the fuck is really July? What are we really doing?
Bro, you
Sounds
never...
like you hate America.
Yeah, you hate
I-
America.
I am curious why Doey hates America.
I love America.
No, you
I
don't.
mean, right now is as good a time as any to hate America. Okay, it's kind of interesting these two topics on the same pod, to be honest. But
yeah, actually, yeah. I can see
I
that.
didn't really think about it, but now it got me thinking. Yeah, but go ahead, though.
Do you know what July 4th is?
Why do you hate 4th of July so much?
I don't hate 4th of July. I just think, in theory, it's kind of dumb. But I guess I see the fascination. It's a light show. Like, big, really loud noises
Like, I
and
guess
stuff.
what part is really dumb? Like, do you think celebrating the creation of a country is dumb?
No,
or do
I
you
just think the fireworks are just a little played out.
Now, granted, like,
Let me ask you a question. Hold on, Mateo. Let me ask you a question.
go
though.
for it.
Were you ever allowed to play with fireworks as a kid?
Yeah. Not as much as
That's
not
why
as
you
much
hate
as
it.
everyone else.
he got sparklers, bro.
Fucking spark. You the sparkler kid. Look at my sparklers. That's what you was.
Actually-
you wanted the fucking M80s. You wanted to chuck it at
actually
your
had
boys.
I never had M80s, but I did have a fireworks war. It was like 30 kids, and we went to this golf course, and we had Roman candles. We had all sorts of shit.
Roman candles
the
is
other-
fun.
The other people had the big Roman candles though. The shits that it went by me and that shit burnt me. I was like, oh shit, they got the big boys. We had the small run around with you. You know what I mean? The little small joints. And they came out with the big boys. That was around the time when we figured out that we could bring boogie boards, like, and they use them as shields and shit like that. It was somebody could have died, and I'm
But
thankful
no one
none
died.
of these
No one
none
died.
of these children got hurt.
You were having
Some
fun.
some of us got 3rd-degree burns, like really bad burns.
the
Some
point
of
of
us got
playing.
burnt.
What's the point of
I
playing?
think you mean 1st-degree burn.
1st-degree, sorry. First
Me
degree.
and my sister
third
did a
degree-
Murder,
third
like
degree would be
3rd-degree murder is
intense.
low. Like,
Me and my
You'd be
sister
re-
did a fucking
you'd be,
Roman. Go ahead,
Yeah,
brother.
3rd degree would be your Ricky Bobby getting burned up by the invisible fire.
right. So
Me and my-
what were you gonna say, Mateo? You said to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
To be fair, like in cities, like I enjoy seeing like the aerial fireworks and shit like that, but that shit does cause fires, right? Like it definitely does cause fires, and those should probably not be legal in city limits. Like that's those are fair,
New
right?
York.
I'd say
Oh,
America's worth the fire too. Okay.
Facts. I like this man's thinking right now. I don't really like to agree with Pucho, but this is America. I like his
So-
thinking.
in New York during the pandemic, it was fucking insane. Since everything was locked down, bro, people went out of state and got mad fireworks. Yo, the fireworks started in like the middle of April, and
Fire.
it didn't stop until like August.
Awesome.
Because nobody had anything to do. So everybody was in the parks. Everybody was just outside bullshitting. You know what I mean? Yeah, that year particular was really, really bad with fireworks. You would hear fireworks 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Big ass mortars.
Oh,
Like,
My neighborhood Facebook group loves to they set off fireworks like across the highway. Basically, there's like my neighborhood is like one of those in being gentrified neighborhoods, but like right across the highway is like still, you know, a bunch of like Mexican poorer people that are there where there's very like gentrified area. But Mexican people love setting off fireworks on any holiday. We set off fireworks one time on Thanksgiving. Like, I don't know why we had a bunch of fireworks on Thanksgiving. We had a full on fireworks show on Thanksgiving one year. But the Facebook group, because it's mostly the white people in this gentrified neighborhood I live in, fireworks go off, and all you see on the Facebook group is, was that a gunshot? Are those gunshots?
Yeah, nobody
That's awesome.
hates fireworks like white family owners, like homeowners. They nice suburban neighborhood, they'll complain about fireworks 100% of the days of the year.
That's shitty.
On 4th of July, I have this app called Nextdoor. And it tells you, people be posting in this shit about on the different, like in the different neighborhoods. Every day I see a complaint about fireworks. And on 4th of July, they're like, they're still doing fireworks. Like they're just pissed every day about everything.
This is what y'all
so
boys
and so
need.
left their trash out. Oh, do you hear those cats fighting? Oh, for that guy didn't mow his lawn. Like people are just bitching about everything. It's ridiculous.
There's some shit called. Go ahead.
That right there is what y'all boys need. Y'all need those canisters. Y'all need to drop bombs on y'all neighbors. This is right here. Wake them up at 4 a.m. Booms. This is what y'all boys need.
You know, if I had actually pursued like a graphic design degree or something, the dream would be to get into designing the boxes for fireworks because they are the most ridiculous nonsense in the world. Why is there a monkey with a mace on that, Tony?
Bro, it's not even I don't even know. This man got a fucking mallet, bro. Smoking a cigarette. Man's a gangster,
Makes no
bro.
sense.
How much did that cost?
This? 200.
No, the other firework that you're not showing on the camera.
Oh, the other one was 40. That one's 200.
No, motherfucker, I want to know how much it cost.
I just told you 200.
No, I'm questioning your ridiculous question. This? No. The one you don't own.
I just had to make you repeat it. Nah, bro, I'm telling you, I love these fireworks. These shit, like, I don't really, like, I'm getting them now for Luca so he can enjoy them as a kid. I'm going to let him hold a Roman candle and let that shit blast off. And I go, pow, 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 shoot that shit when he's old enough.
You might lose your son to courts.
I said when he's old enough.
Yeah, so I've got a complicated relationship with fireworks. We grew up out in the country here in Austin, and we had a business relationship with one of the major like firework producer or distributors out here. That basically led to our 4th of July as our New Year's Eves would be 2 pickup trucks filled to the top with fireworks. We had a crazy amount of fireworks. We had probably had like several $1,000s worth of fireworks that we would get for like warehouse prices. So like crazy amount of fireworks. And we would put on like, we would do like a solid like 12 hours of fireworks basically.
That's
like
awesome.
The second the sun went down, go just all night. But we had there were a lot of close calls. There were a lot of injuries. We set the field on fire across the river from us several times. Those little like aluminum satellite fireworks. Do you guys know those ones?
That you could just throw, right?
You didn't even have to throw them. You just light them and they spin. They spin
Yes,
and whirl off,
remember.
right? Those fucking things are like heat seeking. The amount of cousins and tias and tios that I have that have gotten like hit in the face with them, got them stuck in their hair. We had a cousin one time. He had a polyester like windbreaker on. That should have went him immediately. There's been some dangerous moments in my firework life. We had several firework wars all the fucking time. One time, one of my cousins threw one of those things, those mortars that you're holding there, Tony. They threw one just into the crowd of us, just lit, not in a tube, just on the ground. And that is the brightest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was 5 feet away from this thing.
You could have been blinded, bro.
I could have been burned, dude. It was crazy. It was the whitest light I've ever seen in my life, and it exploded. It exploded for like, it looked like 30 feet.
Yo, if you want to scare the shit out of somebody, Mateo, light one of these canisters up, and right as soon as that green little fucking fuse goes in the tube, just knock the tube over. Bro, you would see everyone scat so fucking quick. One year that shit has happened. We're all out there, fireworks, a bunch of friends. I literally watching the fuse go. I said, fuck it. I walked up to it, kicked that shit down towards the people. Yo,
Why?
one dude ran so fucking fast, grabbed the tube, and as soon as he turned it, that bitch shot up. Boom. Everybody was fucking mad, but everybody was laughing. They're like, what a fucking dick. Why would you flip that over? I was like, just to see what could have happened.
Did you seriously injure somebody
No
like
one
that?
got injured. No one got injured. The dude caught it.
100%. I mean,
I would have fought you.
have you seen the firework like factories blow up?
Oh yeah, they
They
can blow
explode
up.
like
Yeah.
a bomb went off inside them. The roof is like flies off of those things.
Those motors are hilarious. I
Sounds
like
like a
those shits.
real piece of shit thing to do.
We're in an open field. No one's gonna die. I mean, if you got hit with that shit directly, that shit would have sucked. But it was an open field and everybody scattered. One guy saved it. So it's all good. Just like the Roman candles. Me and my sister used to do Roman candles quick draws all day. We almost burnt my dad's truck. That shit was bad. We were fucking shooting each other Roman candles. Doof, doof. I fucking missed her. I hit the windshield of the car and it landed on the plastic part of the windshield. I just started catching up. Me and my sister was tripping. We put the Roman candles down. We ran to the truck, trying to pat that shit down because mom and dad was upstairs or whatever. We're trying to pat it down like, oh, bitch, you about to burn the truck. She was like, bitch, you're the one that fucking shot it. That's awesome, bro. Playing with fireworks is fun. You live and you learn. I mean, you know.
That reminds me of a story. When me and my friends had asymmetrical warfare with these bums that lived in the back of my friend's house. It was his uncle and his gang of homeless friends. And they lived in tents. They lived in tents in the backyard. And it was terrible, bro. They were what I would call a nuisance. They would always try to smoke our weed. We were little kids, all right? They always try to tell us we didn't know shit, and then we put smoke bombs in their tents. They were sleeping.
Man,
and then we started hitting them with Roman candles.
Man, you know that those smoke bombs can start fucking fires, right?
Yeah, right, and I'm the piece of shit knocking over a canister. Fuck you, though. Yeah. That's crazy. This man's burning up people's houses, giving them fucking breathing problems. That shit will fuck your lungs up, that smoke grenade.
I think you guys are both pieces of shit.
Granted, smoke bombs are maybe the best firework just because you can be so fucking annoying with them.
No, the strobe ones are, Mateo. The strobe ones are. We used to hit people with the strobes. Bro, with the combination of smoke grenades and the strobes in a small contained area, you will never see a Roman candle come your way. You used to just throw them, boom, 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 boom. You're getting blinded, and all of a sudden you see these red lights, like the lightsaber where we were talking about yesterday in Star Wars, how that it fucking just glowing, just lit up everything. Imagine seeing strobes and then this glowing thing come towards your way. Shit was amazing. Like fucking war.
No, like, as to the question itself, though, it's complicated, right? Because like, I've got a lot of fond memories of fireworks. My family is still like very involved in like fireworks in general. Like, I've got an uncle that runs a firework warehouse every like 4th of July and New Year's Eve here in Austin. And it was a big part of my childhood. We had big ass bonfires. We had a ridiculous amount of fireworks. That was our thing. But there were a lot of close calls, and I don't know that it's something that I would straight up say that kids should go through. But I do think that kids do need to go through. It's important to like figure out that you're not invincible. It's important to figure out that like dangerous shit will happen, and you need to be able to adjust to it. I don't know if fireworks are like the ideal way to test that. Maybe, try riding your bike without holding on to the handlebars or something.
Bro,
that sounds way more dangerous. I know a good friend of mine, Doey, who broke both his wrists.
Broke both.
Wait, you broke both of them?
Broke my left wrist.
He's like, look, man, no hands.
The wheel went, and I went straight out.
Did I not know you?
I was 5. I was like 6 years old.
That's amazing. Old, yeah. I wish I would have known.
So that's way worse than any injury he's ever gotten playing with fireworks.
Yeah, way worse. Bro,
I had a worse injury than that.
What?
Because of fireworks?
No, not because of fireworks. I was rollerblading. My rollerblading injury.
Look, man, no feet.
I snapped my elbow, and it was like my arm was like fucking linguine, like twisting around in ways that it couldn't twist and shit. Yeah.
What about who got injured trying to dunk on you, though? Was it you or was it Jesus?
That was Jesus. Yep.
Dumbass.
It wasn't me.
He tried to dunk on you.
On somebody else when he was with somebody else, but he would always do it to me. And I always wanted him to fall.
And he did.
When he did it to me, and then eventually he fell, and I was like, "You see, you bitch. That's why you shouldn't do that."
They got a broken injury. He had a broken arm or some shit like that, or something.
Forearm.
His forearm.
Damn.
Like this right here. There's a bone. There's like 2 bones here. One of them broke.
he got hurt trying to dunk on you or somebody else?
Somebody else,
he'll
but he
slap.
How
would
the fuck did it
constantly do
happen?
it. I don't know. I
He
guess
just fell.
it was too tall, and maybe he lost his ground,
Footing.
and he tried to break his fall with
He
his
must
arm.
have
or
tried to
something.
break his fall with his arm, and he broke his arm instead with his fall.
Damn, what a tongue
Try
twister.
to break your fall with your arm. You're gonna break your arm with your fall. I like it. Fucking. But nah, I think kids grow up today and their lives are just too tame.
Facts.
And people are gonna grow up having no memories of like crazy shit, like interesting things, and they just live boring lives. They're just on their phones.
I think it's like this interesting thing though, like, right? Because like I grew up in the country, we did a lot of crazy shit. We did a lot of things that we shouldn't have done, right? But my parents never advocated for us to do this. Like they if they had known half the shit we were up to, they would have been like, "You stupid. Don't do that." So nowadays, like people still encouraging kids not to do things. I don't think it's any different than what we grew up in. It's just the lens changes a little bit depending on which position you're in, right?
Yeah.
People look back and they're like, "Oh, our parents let us do all kinds of crazy shit." It's like, no, you didn't get caught by your parents for doing crazy shit.
Bro, I used to have a BB gun, like it looked like a real gun, the all metal BB gun with the all metal BB balls. At like 10 years old, and we're out here fucking shooting it around, trying to hit each other with it. Like we're dicks. Like it's just, you know what I mean. Nowadays, you can't be walking out there with a BB gun. The cops will fucking shoot you.
100%.
No, times is very different, but still, kids do need to live a little. Do things dangerously in a safe way. You know what I mean? Like play fireworks. Don't get too crazy. Fucking jump out of a roof and go into a pool. Like I think almost every one of us done that shit if we had a pool. Like,
I've never jumped off a roof into a pool.
damn,
Not
you
once.
didn't never live life then.
I'm
shit's
sure
fun.
you're like the roof hoppers over here, and then fucking a young kid ends up dying and shit, and it's like, oh, he died being a kid.
Who's jumping? You live in the fucking buildings. My
They
nigga.
do that up here.
That's
they jump
them.
roofs.
That's dumb.
And they train surf. Have you ever heard of train surfing?
Yeah, I've seen it on. I've seen it on.
Yeah,
that shit's
some kid
ridiculous.
just yesterday just got really fucking injured. And
he
then
die?
the mother was like, he's just doing what kids do. And I'm like, I wasn't doing that shit as a kid.
Yeah, that's just sad. One of like the neighborhood boys like on my block died. He fell off a building
That's
when
crazy.
I was like
Yep.
a young kid. It was actually one of the first deaths in my life that I was like, huh. And he's young. He's like 13 years old.
Yeah, kids are dumb. They do dumb stuff. They
No,
all think we're invincible.
According to Tony, he lived.
Look, I'm alive. I have experiences that I could tell you, yo, that's probably super dumb and dangerous. You shouldn't do that. My son is gonna know what's dangerous and whatnot, but I have to let him experience it to a certain degree, of course. But it's still like, bro, playing with fireworks is awesome. Playing Manhunt late at night is fucking always fun. I don't know about now, but it was always fun. We used to have paintball. Remember, though, in Lake Worth in high school, nigga, paintball wars during Halloween. You couldn't walk outside the block because you would
That
get
shit was, the block was hot in
the
Lake
block
Worth.
was hot.
We weren't even really chilling like that. But
Nope.
I remember people in pickup trucks with people sitting
And
in
the
the back
vans.
and in the vans, and they pull up and paintball the shit out of you.
Bro.
They'll throw eggs at you, stuff like that on Halloween.
Halloween was terrible, bro. No one
Yeah.
was outside lacking. Everybody had I remember one time we got chased by the cops. We had paintball guns. We just shot up some of the dudes that got us the other day. We were running down A Street, cutting through alleys. I got to my house, chucked the paintball guns over. My boy chucked his shit, put it in the trash. The cop
give
was
us
knocking at the door.
Okay.
And I told my mom, don't open the door. I ran around, grabbed the guns, hit it, put it in a dumpster. Cop never found out what happened. But yeah, bro, Lake Worth was dangerous during Halloween. Anybody knew it was south against north. And boys was coming out shooting up the block with paintball guns. And then there'll be dicks and freeze the balls up. You'll get like a couple frozen balls. And when that shit hits you, that shit's not fun.
That shit is unacceptable. You can fuck someone up with a frozen paintball. I played paintball outside one time in like 40-degree weather.
Oh.
Those balls were not breaking. You get hit 20 times in the chest and they just all bounce off. But you'd have the gnarliest bruise the next day.
Or my
Yeah,
uncle.
well, somebody hit us with a drive-by like that once on the block. They just came by with kids that we we recognized. We pulled up on them later, but they just hit a drive-by with frozen paintballs. They just started shooting the shit out of us. That we were diving all over the place trying to get the fuck out. They were fucking us up, bro. And we pulled up on these boys. We were like, all right, bitch. Now we on your block. What's up? Like, yeah, they people we didn't even know. They were just driving around, saw us chilling outside. Clack, 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 clack. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. I guess it's the only time I ever got shot with a paintball, but it was like fucking rocks.
So
That
wait a
sucks,
minute.
dude.
So you pulled up on them
They
ready to
didn't even
fight?
pop. They didn't even pop. They were just hitting us.
You pulled up on their block ready to fight then?
Absolutely.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Went over there. We got some baseball bats and everything. We pulled up on their block. Like, all right.
Oh shit, y'all
let's see who-
escalated.
Yeah,
That shit
we're
was
ready to die now. Like, fuck it. Like,
Damn. Them, how'd you know it was them though? Like you just noticed one of them or the car? Yeah.
yeah.
Idiots. You gotta wear a mask if you're gonna do that.
Ski mask in it. Like a 13-year-old kid shooting.
Yo,
Nah, that's crazy.
Yo, that is a phenomenon that just started over here. People, they call it the poo shiesty. It's like it's like the one poo shiesty war. And bro, it's summer out here. There's still people with the poo shiesty masks. I'm like, bro, if you got that much beef that you have to be covering your face in the summer with the fucking ski mask, I was like, I don't want to know what type of beef causes that.
Did you
might
see
be
that
time to
one
find a new
fucking
city.
idiot who went in to go rob a bodega? He went in, he bought food, he bought something at the bodega, he was chilling, he was like, He looked around, pulled the mask on, and then robbed the store. And I'm like, what an idiot. He got arrested immediately. He was standing there with his face out the whole time. So he didn't understand how face masks work.
Did he finish robbing the guy? Then he lifted the mask back up, bought some more shit with the money he just got.
Hey, I'd like some juicy fruits. Worst gum
fucking
ever.
funny.
Yeah, juicy fruit lasts all of 10 seconds.
Yeah. Well,
Y'all are bugging.
how?
What?
Juicy fruit is great.
Juicy
Juicy fruit is
poop?
garbage.
It's a juicy
all
poop.
of Wrigley gum is superior.
Bubblicious. Bubblicious is the move.
Back in the day, it was about the orbits, those little chiclets. Them shits last forever.
That
Yeah, they weren't
great
the best.
Bubblicious, dude.
Them orbits are like, after the whole chewing gum game done changed, and people are now actually chewing gum. Like, people had the smaller pieces of gum. They weren't trying to have all that gum in them. Now, Bubblicious was the fucking best. It was nice and chewy. You could blow bubbles. Then they had was it the Bubblicious that had like the blast of like
Yep.
the like a fruit juice that was in there?
like
That
the
shit was
gushers
awesome.
or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a gusher, but it was a gum, not a
Which
gusher.
I'm glad you're a Bubblicious man. I was gonna take you for a Big League Chew kind of guy.
A what?
Big League Chew. You remember the
What,
one
the
that was
comic books?
it was like
Hell
it was like
nah.
the shredded one that came in like the pouch, so you could look like the baseball players with the dip in their
that's
mouth.
right. I did like those as a kid. It was like a powder you're throwing in your mouth, and it like became a gum.
Mhm, yeah, it was like shredded up
those
gum
are
or some
cool.
shit.
And they tasted good too. But then you would try to pace yourself, but inevitably, like halfway through, you'd be like,
Entire bag in your mouth.
you put the whole thing in your mouth. You're like, fuck it.
Well, yeah, like I said, people, 4th of July, happy Independence Day.
Oh, is that what we were talking about?
Yeah. Doey didn't.
What about the movie Independence Day? Do we have any thoughts on that? Will Smith.
Classic movie.
Did
Classic.
them doing a sequel ruin it?
I never watched the sequel.
Same. It didn't
I didn't
look very
really
good.
like the original that much. So
It's
maybe-
not bad.
No, it's not bad. Well, the original, you saying?
Sequel.
Oh, yeah, I never watched the sequel.
Dude, that scene of them blowing up like the White House and like the effects of like the fire going through the city, shit was pretty cool.
That shit was pretty cool. Yeah, when it blows up all the major cities. You had the people on the roof, come take us, and they were looking up, and that shit just boom, just take this explosive.
Tony,
Do you
are you
want
Tony, are you an Independence Day man or a Mars Attacks man?
Ooh,
I suspect Doey's a Mars Attacks man.
I'm
Mars
Independence.
Attacks is good, but it's not as good as Independence Day.
I think Mars Attacks is better than Independence Day. Because it's funny.
Yeah, it's like a comedy. Yeah,
Yeah.
What,
like
what
a
do those,
dark comedy.
What do those aliens say? Ack, ack, ack.
Yeah.
They're ugly. They had their whole brain out or some shit like that.
The big old fucking heads and
That's crazy.
they swapped that woman with the Chihuahua.
Well, if you lasted this long, ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to our YouTube page. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all over the place. But remember, guys, be safe out there when you're popping those fireworks and throwing it and shooting each other with it.
Tony,
What happened, bro?
how many glizzies you eaten this weekend? This 4th of July?
I don't really eat hot dogs like that.
Yeah, right. I've seen
People
him eat
love to say
I've seen him eat 3.
People love to say I eat glizzies. I don't really eat glizzies like
3
that. I've
like
seen
8
more
inch
people.
dogs.
This nigga's a liar. I've seen
remember
more people eat glizzies.
His uncle made fun of me because I was like, oh, that's like an 8-inch hot dog.
And you ate that
And
8-inch
ever since-
hot dog.
And ever since, yeah, I ate it.
That's my point.
I don't mind
You
admitting
didn't
when I
see
eat a
me
hot dog,
eating
but
a hot dog.
I saw you eat 3 of them.
That's a
Hot dogs
lie.
are delicious.
Doe
Y'all
is
can call me the glizzy
Doe is
king.
the
I love
glizzy
hot
king.
dogs.
Doe is the glizzy king. He has a whole Hebrew of glizzies just sitting there. Hebrew nationals, whatever the hell they're called. That's what he eats. I don't eat hot dogs like that.
And I just want to say,
I
all right,
prefer a burger over a
The
hot dog.
cast of Mars Attacks. All right, you got Jack Nicholson, you
Pierce
got Jack
Brosnan.
Black, Danny DeVito, Pierce Bronson. You got fucking Natalie Portman. It's like, come on, Independence Day.
Got Will Smith.
Vivica A. Fox?
Bill Pullman. Or
And she be
the other
eating-
Bill. It's one of
she
the
be-
Bills.
She be
Well, it's
eating
Jeff,
booty
you have
too?
Jeff Goldblum. That's the best person in that whole movie.
Pretty good actor in the movie as well.
Well, either way, ladies and gentlemen, be safe out there. Happy 4th of July. And like always, people, go one up yourself.
And fuck Ted Cruz.
Fuck
Fuck
that.
Ted Cruz, that piece of shit.